A number of letter carriers with Canada Post walked off the job for a short time this morning because they didn't want to deliver what they say is hate mail. But while the carriers managed to keep the anti-gay brochure out of the homes today, that doesn't mean it's not going to be delivered. Mike Chisholm has that story.
In Vancouver's 33rd and Commercial neighborhood, the mail is being delivered today, but there is no brochure from the Fundamentalist Baptist Mission of Ontario. Early this morning, 60 letter carriers from the local postal station walked off the job briefly. They're upset over this, a 27-page pamphlet that was supposed to be delivered to 200 homes in the 33rd and Commercial area today. The pamphlet describes homosexuals as ungodly, unnatural, and unhealthy. It calls homosexuality a sin, saying it destroys nations. Canada Post demanded the brochure be delivered. Letter carriers refused.
We want them to rethink their policy. They shouldn't accept this type of literature for delivery. These employees object to it.
The brochure was only to be delivered along one postal route in Vancouver, but the writer also sent copies to neighborhoods in Edmonton and Toronto. Following their protest, Vancouver letter carriers returned to the job, but only after obtaining a concession from Canada Post management.
They've indicated that they're not going to force any employee to handle this mail now. I think that's a really positive step. It's averted a big standoff, and I think it was a move in the right direction, one which will hopefully lead to a policy where they do not accept this type of literature for delivery.
Canada Post says no discipline is planned for those who refuse to carry the brochure, but it will still be delivered by someone. The corporation receives 8 cents for each pamphlet that's delivered, despite the content.
We're not in the business to censor literature. That's not our. We're in the business to be the messengers of literature and information, not to censor the mail.
On the other hand, Canada Post says it does review what it receives to ensure it meets their guidelines.
Homosexuals are nation destroyers. They're ungodly, unhealthy, unnatural.
The Canada Postal Guide does not look at those specific things, and I'm saying to you that this item was deemed appropriate and acceptable, so we're going to be delivering it.
Someone will deliver.
Yes.
The Postal Union says that person will likely be management because letter carriers have already made it clear what they think of the brochure.